Welcome to e-commerce psychology. We're diving deep again into what makes online shoppers tick and sometimes what makes them just click away.
And just a quick note, this deep dive is powered by Growth Suite. Growth Suite helps you run smart discount campaigns right on your store. You can test it out for free on your Shopify store. Just find it on the Shopify App Store.
Okay, so today we're getting into something that, let's be honest, has probably cost every listener some sales at some point. Customer frustration, that whole online journey.
Right. You do all the hard work, get them to your site, they're looking around, maybe even adding stuff to the cart.
And then nothing. Poof, they vanish. The classic digital ghosting.
It's really common. There's that stat, something like 71% of online shopping carts just get abandoned.
71%, that's huge. Think about that lost revenue. And
Yeah.
so often the reason behind it is, well, some kind of friction or frustration point.
Exactly. But here's the interesting twist we want to explore today, those frustration points. They aren't just roadblocks.
No, they're actually potentially these hidden gold mines. Opportunities to seriously boost your conversion rates, build loyalty, and, help your business really succeed.
So that's our mission for this deep dive.
Yeah.
Figuring out why frustration can be so valuable, what the common culprits are, how to even spot them.
Yeah, and then how to actually turn things around. We'll look at strategies, some real-world examples, and even a sort of framework to get started.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. Frustration points. What exactly are we talking about here?
Good question. Think about it like this. You're online, trying to do something, right? Buy a thing, find info. A frustration point is basically any obstacle that pops up and makes that task harder than it feels like it should be.
It creates friction, and online friction is usually bad news.
Usually, yeah. And this isn't just like a minor inconvenience. It hits the bottom line hard. We mentioned that 71% cart abandonment.
But there's more. How about this? 88% of shoppers say they're less likely to go back to a site after just one bad experience.
One. That's tough.
And page load time. Just a 1-second delay can cut conversions by like 7%.
Wow.
And another one, about a third of customers, 32% actually, said they'd stop doing business with a brand they liked after only one negative interaction.
Okay, so these aren't small potatoes. It's directly tied to revenue.
Definitely. Now, it's important, I think, to distinguish between different kinds of friction. We're mostly focused on what you might call bad friction.
Right, the unnecessary stuff, like confusing menus, pages that take forever to load, the things that just get in the way.
But there's also good friction
Yeah.
sometimes.
Like when you have to create a complex password, it's a bit annoying maybe, but it's there for security.
Or confirming you really want to delete something, that saves you from mistakes.
Exactly. So good friction adds value or protection. Bad friction is just a barrier. Knowing the difference is key.
Absolutely. And understanding why bad friction causes frustration helps us fix it. There's some psychology at play.
Oh yeah, this is the really interesting part. One big factor is expectation gaps. Frustration flares up when what actually happens online doesn't match what the customer thought would happen. The bigger that gap.
The more annoyed they get. Makes sense.
Another one is cognitive load.
Right, like brain strain.
Basically, yeah. Imagine a website just jam-packed with flashing ads, tons of buttons, walls of tiny text.
Overwhelming.
Exactly. Your brain gets tired trying to sort it all out. If your site makes simple things feel mentally taxing, people get frustrated and check out.
And these things can build on each other, right? Frustration, escalation.
Totally. A small annoyance, maybe a button that's hard to spot, might be okay on its own. But then add a slow page load, then a confusing form.
Right.
Suddenly it's too much. They're gone.
And we have to remember individual differences, too.
Yeah.
People have different tolerance levels.
Yeah, what one person shrugs off, another finds totally unacceptable.
Ultimately, the brain wants the easy route if your competitor offers a smoother experience.
Click, they're over there. Simple as that.
Okay, so we know what it is, why it matters. Let's dig into the common culprits. Where do people usually get tripped up online?
Let's start right at the front door. The website itself and the user interface, your digital storefront. If it's a mess...
Yeah, people won't even stick around to browse. We see a lot of navigation nightmares.
Oh, tell me about it. Confusing menus, things jumping around, vital info buried somewhere.
It's often because the site is organized around how the company thinks, not how the customer thinks. Good navigation matches the user's mental map.
And performance problems. Slow loading pages are brutal, especially on mobile.
That stat about mobile abandonment after 3 seconds, it's shocking but true. People just won't wait.
3 seconds. It's practically nothing. Then there are device compatibility issues.
Right. If your site looks broken or doesn't work properly on a phone or tablet, Forget it. Lost sale.
And just like visual overload, too much clutter, too many pop-ups fighting for attention, information overload.
It makes it hard to focus on what matters finding and buying the product. These basic UI/UX issues stop people way before checkout.
Okay, so let's say they navigate the site, find something they like. Now comes the checkout. Another minefield.
Oh, absolutely. This is where sensitivity is super high. They've invested time. They're ready to buy.
And then bam, form fatigue. You hit them with this massive form asking for their life story.
Nobody wants that. Apparently, each extra field can cut conversions by around 10%. Keep it lean.
Then the dreaded surprise costs.
Ugh, yes. Shipping, taxes, weird fees popping up right at the very end. That's cited by almost half of shoppers, 49%, as a top reason for bailing.
And that pain feels worse at the end, right? Because you've already mentally bought it. Transparency from the start is huge.
Totally. And forced account creation, making someone sign up before they can buy.
Big barrier, adds friction. Apparently, it can drop conversions by up to 23%. Just let them check out as a guest.
And finally, payment problems. Not enough options, confusing verification steps, or just technical errors during payment.
That's the final hurdle. If they stumble there after everything else, game over.
It's not just the technical stuff either. Content and how you communicate matters a lot too.
Good point. Like vague product descriptions. If people can't figure out exactly what they're buying, missing specs, unclear features,
They hesitate. They need confidence.
or information gaps. Where's the return policy? How much is shipping, really? Missing policies create anxiety.
And watch out for technical jargon. You might know your product inside out, but your customer probably doesn't. Speak their language. Plain English.
Yeah, clear and simple, and crucial. Inconsistent messaging, if info on one page contradicts another, or the tone changes wildly.
Trust erodes fast. Clarity builds confidence, reduces that perceived risk.
Okay, one more big area. Customer service and support. Even if the buying part was smooth, a bad support interaction can sour everything.
Definitely. Accessibility barriers are a big one.
Yeah.
Hiding contact info, making it a maze to actually talk to someone.
So frustrating when you genuinely need help.
And response delays.
Yeah.
Waiting forever on chat or for an email reply, especially if the issue is urgent. It just makes things worse.
And having to repeat yourself. Repetitive information requests, explaining the same problem to 3 different people.
Makes you feel like they're not listening or their system is broken.
And the ultimate failure, unresolved issues. When support just doesn't solve the problem or give clear next steps.
Leaves you feeling helpless, angry, certainly not loyal. Good support, especially when someone's already frustrated, can be a huge win.
Right. Okay, so we know the common pitfalls, but how do you actually detect when customers are hitting these frustration points on your site? Time to play detective.
Exactly. Your standard website analytics are a great starting point. Look for bounce rate spikes.
Especially on key pages like landing pages or product pages.
Yeah, a sudden jump often means something's immediately wrong or confusing. Also, check your exit page patterns.
Where are people leaving from most often?
Right. Those pages are likely candidates for frustration hotspots.
What about time?
Look for time anomalies. Super long times on one page might mean confusion trying to find something. Really short times could mean they hit it, didn't like it, and left immediately.
And those rage clicks, when someone clicks like mad on the same spot.
Classic sign. They expect something to work, and it doesn't. Also, track form abandonment. See which specific fields are causing people to drop off.
And search behavior. Are they searching repeatedly using different words? Might mean your navigation isn't cutting it.
Tools like Google Analytics, heat map tools like Hotjar or Crazy Egg, session recordings, they all help uncover these digital clues.
Beyond that, there's some interesting advanced tech emerging too.
Yeah, things like AI pattern recognition. It can spot subtle things humans might miss, like hesitant mouse movements or weird scrolling that often signal frustration.
Like forecasting frustration.
Kinda. Predictive frustration modeling uses algorithms to guess when a user might get stuck based on their behavior, so you can potentially intervene.
And emotion detection. Like analyzing faces during testing.
Yeah, with explicit consent, of course. It gives insights they might not say out loud. Even biometric indicators, heart rate, eye tracking, can offer objective data in research settings.
Some of that sounds pretty specialized, but it's getting more accessible.
It is. But honestly, never underestimate just listening to your customers directly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like user testing sessions, watching real people use your site, hearing them think aloud, a gold mine.
And strategic feedback collection. Using things like exit surveys when someone's leaving or post-purchase questions, ask them at the right moments.
Analyzing support tickets, too, right? Looking for patterns in the complaints or questions coming in.
Definitely. Categorize them, see what keeps cropping up. And don't forget social listening, monitoring, mentions, and reviews online.
So it's combining the what from the data with the why from the actual customer voice.
Exactly. That gives you the full picture.
Okay, now here's the part that sounds maybe a bit weird at first.
Yeah.
Why these frustration points are actually opportunities.
Right. It feels counterintuitive, but they really are. Think of frustration as competitive intelligence.
How so?
Well, if customers get frustrated with a common issue on competitor sites, and you solve that specific issue really well.
Instant advantage, a reason to choose you.
Exactly. Frustration also signals unmet needs. If lots of people are getting stuck because they can't find a certain feature or piece of info,
That's a gap in the market you could potentially fill, maybe a new product or just better information.
it also gives you expectation insights. By seeing what frustrates people, you learn what they truly value and expect in your specific niche.
And it helps with improvement prioritization, right?
Right.
The things causing the most frequent or intense frustration are probably where you should focus your efforts first for the biggest impact.
Precisely. It's like a free roadmap for making things better.
We also need to circle back to that idea of friction. Not all of it is bad. Sometimes it's actually useful.
Yes, strategic friction.
Mm.
For instance, decision quality friction, adding a confirmation step before a big purchase.
Makes people pause, double check.
Right.
Reduces errors, increases confidence maybe.
Or trust-building barriers like Yeah. two-factor authentication. A small hassle, but it signals you take security seriously.
There's even that psychological thing, the effort justification principle. Sometimes putting in a little effort makes people value the outcome more. Niche cases, maybe?
And information highlighting. Sometimes a small click-to-reveal step can actually draw attention to crucial details that might get skipped otherwise.
So again, it's about being intentional. Is this friction helping or hindering?
Exactly. But maybe the biggest opportunity comes when frustration does happen and how you handle it.
Ah, the recovery.
Yes. There's something called the service recovery paradox,
Which says?
that if a customer has a problem and you solve it exceptionally well, they can end up more loyal than if they never had a problem at all.
Wow. Really?
Research backs it up. How you handle frustration is a huge brand personality moment. It shows your values, shows you care. It builds an emotional connection too, right? Empathy goes a long way, much stronger than just a smooth transaction.
And people who have a terrible experience turned into a great one. They become advocates. They tell people.
Absolutely. Resolving frustration effectively isn't just damage control, it's loyalty building. A huge opportunity.
Okay, so we see the potential. Now, how do we actually do it? What are the strategies to turn frustration into conversion?
Well, the best strategy is prevention, obviously. Stop it before it starts.
That's me.
It means really embracing user-centered design, designing everything site, checkout, emails, based on understanding how your customers actually think and behave.
And being proactive with anticipatory design.
Yeah, predicting needs,
Yeah.
autofilling forms, suggesting the next logical step, making things easier without them even asking.
And clear expectation setting is huge here. Being upfront about shipping, returns, process steps.
Yeah.
Avoids those nasty surprises.
Use progressive disclosure, too. Don't overwhelm people up front. Show information in layers, as needed. Think about Apple. They're often masters of this kind of clean, preventative design.
But okay, let's be real. Frustration will still sometimes happen. What then?
That's where real-time intervention comes in, stepping in when you see signs of struggle.
Like trigger-based assistance. If someone's stuck on a form field for too long, maybe offer help.
Exactly. Or deploy strategic live chat, have it available, maybe even proactively pop up at those key decision points, like complex product pages or checkout.
What about when they look like they're about to leave? Exit intent interventions.
Yeah, offering help, maybe a discount, or just asking for quick feedback as they move to close the tab can sometimes pull them back.
And personalized obstacle removal. Like, if price seems to be the issue, maybe a targeted discount.
Could work. Warby Parker, for instance, often uses a helpful chat prompt if you seem stuck deciding on frames. It's about offering the right help at the right moment.
And when something genuinely goes wrong and the customer is frustrated, you need solid service recovery.
Absolutely critical. Follow the steps, acknowledge the problem quickly, offer a sincere apology, solve the issue efficiently, and follow up afterwards.
Basic stuff, but so often missed.
And be ready with strategic compensation. A discount, free shipping, something appropriate to the level of hassle they experienced, shows goodwill.
Crucially, close the feedback loop. If a customer's complaint leads to a change, let them know. Shows their voice matters.
And use every negative incident as a chance to learn. Turn lessons into upgrades. Fix the underlying system or process. Zappos is legendary for this, turning potential disasters into loyalty-building moments.
Okay, these strategies sound great, but how do you actually implement them systematically? We need a framework.
Right. Start with a frustration audit. Map that whole customer journey, pinpointing the likely friction spots using your data and feedback.
Then prioritize. Which issues happen most often? Which have the biggest impact on conversions? Which are easiest to fix?
Do some competitive benchmarking, too. How do your rivals handle these same points? And assess your resources realistically. Start with the quick wins, high impact, lower effort.
Fixing this stuff usually involves multiple teams, right?
Almost always. So cross-functional collaboration is essential. Get UX, marketing, support, developers talking.
Create clear workflows for how issues get identified, assigned, fixed, and tested. Get executive sponsorship. Show leadership the ROI.
And empower your frontline teams. Give support staff the training and authority to actually solve problems on the spot. Think of Amazon's working backward approach. Start with the customer problem, then build the solution together.
And implementation isn't the end. You have to test and continuously improve.
Absolutely. Use A/B testing rigorously.
Yeah.
Compare your solutions. See what actually moves the needle.
Roll out changes carefully, maybe phased implementation, get user validation, make sure the fix actually works for real users.
And build those feedback integration loops. Constantly collect feedback, analyze it, and feed it back into the improvement cycle. Customer expectations change, so this has to be ongoing.
Let's ground this with some examples. Who's done this well?
Okay. E-commerce wins. ASOS simplified their checkout, cut abandonment by 50%. Home Depot added visual search, conversions up 35% for those tricky items.
Nice.
Walmart revamped mobile checkout, conversions up 20%. Zappos Easy Returns built a massive loyalty and lifetime value.
What about service or subscription businesses?
Slack used interactive onboarding, boosted activation 37%. Adobe added contextual tips, improved trial to paid rates. Spotify tweaked their save flow, cut cancellations 35%. Dropbox simplified upgrades, got 28% more paid users.
Even B2B.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Salesforce used targeted content, got 43% more qualified leads. IBM made Docs interactive, cut support requests 60%. DocuSign streamlined signing, cut sales cycles 25%. Slack provided ROI calculators, boosted enterprise deals 31%.
So it really works across the board. Addressing friction pays off.
Clearly,
Yeah.
the evidence is there.
So if you implement these changes, how do you prove it's working? Measuring success and ROI.
Key metrics are crucial. Obviously, track conversion rate improvements. Monitor customer satisfaction metrics, NPS, COB, customer effort score.
Look at support volume changes too, right? Fewer complaints about specific issues is a good sign.
Definitely. And ultimately, track the impact on customer lifetime value. You need to connect frustration reduction directly to revenue.
How do you analyze that effectively?
Use things like multi-touch attribution to see how fixing friction points contributes along the whole journey. Control group comparisons help isolate the impact of your changes.
Look long-term, not just immediate bumps. And analyze by segment, different customers might react differently. Be careful to separate correlation from causation.
And keep that continuous improvement system running. Regular audits, early detection, benchmarking against competitors, and an innovation pipeline fueled by these insights.
Looking ahead, what's coming down the pike in terms of tech and trends for managing this?
AI and automation are huge. Predictive intervention, like we mentioned, personalized frustration thresholds, better natural language processing for support bots, even automated testing of solutions.
And managing this across all channels. Omni-channel frustration management.
Essential, ensuring cross-channel consistency, strong mobile-first strategies, optimizing for voice interfaces, maybe even immersive experiences like AR/VR down the line.
With all this tech, there are ethical questions too.
Big time. We need to be mindful of manipulation versus facilitation. Are we helping or pushing too hard? Balancing data needs with privacy. Ensuring inclusive design so solutions work for everyone. Aligning with company values.
Okay, let's wrap this up. Key takeaways and an action plan.
The big principles. See frustration as an opportunity. Find the right strategic friction balance. Always be customer-centric and commit to continuous adaptation.
And a quick 90-day plan.
Weeks 1-2. Audit and discover. Dig into analytics, exits, support logs. Weeks 3-4. Prioritize and plan. Identify quick wins, set baselines. Weeks 5-8. Implement and test. Roll out solutions. A/B test, get feedback. Weeks 9-12, measure and refine, analyze results, tweak, plan the next cycle.
And for the long haul.
Institutionalize detection. Develop cross-functional ownership. Build that frustration to innovation pipeline. Keep those customer feedback loops wide open.
So the main takeaway here is pretty clear. Those moments where customers get stuck or annoyed, they're not just problems.
They're opportunities. Opportunities to improve, to convert, and crucially, to build real, lasting loyalty that drives your business forward.
It's about creating those supportive moments, especially when things aren't perfect.
Exactly. Success isn't always about zero friction. Sometimes it's about masterful recovery.
So here's a thought for everyone listening. What's one frustration point, maybe even a small one, on your site right now that you could tackle this week? Just start somewhere.
And remember, if you need help identifying and fixing those friction points on your Shopify store, Growth Suite is designed for exactly that. It can help you run smart campaigns to smooth out the journey and boost conversions. Check it out for free on the Shopify App Store.
Fantastic. Thanks for diving deep with us again on e-commerce psychology. We'll explore more next time.
And remember, this podcast was powered by Growth Suite. Run smart discount campaigns, improve your customer journey, find it free on the Shopify App Store.